The purpose of this video is for me to provide information on how to successfully complete the lecture assignments. If you've not watched the welcome video, please do so before watching this video. The welcome video will include how to log in to Canvas and Nearpod and how to navigate both of those sites. So let's talk about the lecture assignments. All assignments are going to be located under modules. That is the best and easiest way to complete the assignments. So you're going to click on modules. This also will ensure that you don't accidentally leave something out. We're going to scroll down to the first lesson or module. Again, a lesson and a module are the exact same thing. So you're going to click on the module, and then the first thing I recommend that you do is to read the page. So the page is going to provide just a brief introduction and kind of a list of what you need to do. So you should have watched the orientation Nearpod and done the orientation quiz, and then complete chapter 1 assignments. As we scroll down, you're also going to see I include all of the videos that are in the Nearpod here. Now, in order to get your points for the Nearpod, you have to do the Nearpod and answer the embedded questions. But if you just wanted to go back to a video, like I just want to review homeostasis, this would be a location that you could do that a little faster. Also, sometimes I'll have additional videos depending on the lesson. One of the main reasons that I recommend that you do a module in the order is so that you don't skip anything. So if you read the page, which is the first thing, and then click next, it's going to take you to the Nearpod notes. Now the Nearpod notes are located in 2 locations, here within the module, well I guess technically 3 places, or you can purchase them from the ICC bookstore, or they're in the welcome tab. This is the notes that you are going to use for studying. So if you're like, I see this Nearpod and I see blanks and I see highlighted portions, this is going to be those notes. So as you scroll through here, you're going to see blanks. There's a blank, and there's a blank. The answers to these blanks are located within the Nearpod. So again, you're either going to print these from Canvas or purchase it from the ICC bookstore. So once you have your notes, so you're ready to learn the material, you're going to click next again. And this is going to be the study guide. The notes in the study guide are not submitted, they're not for points, but they are basically your resources to learn the material. So the nice thing about these study guides is you can fold them in half and use them as flashcards. My recommendation for the study guides is when you're all done, so you're like, I really know chapter 1 or whatever chapter you're on, and I'm ready to take the quiz. Then use the study guide to fill in the answers. Whatever you don't know that you need your notes for, that's what you need to study more of. And then as you scroll down, it's going to basically cover everything that's in the Nearpod notes. So again, this is just for you. If you want to use it, great. If you don't, that's fine too. I am not collecting these. If you're not sure about an answer or you want to get the answer key, email me the completed version and I'll email you back the key, but it has to be completed in order for me to provide the key. As you scroll down at the end, we have what are called learning objectives. These are basically the same thing. They're just in a little different format. So whatever works best for you and your study habits. Then we're going to click next again. So if you just clicking next, it's going to work you through that module or lesson. Now we have a Kahoot. And the Kahoot, again, is just an extra practice. It's no points. It's just another way, and it's free to practice mastering the material. Okay, so now I'm back within the module. So you could also click on each of these if you would like, totally up to you. And what you're going to notice is the first week only, the Nearpod and SmartBook due on a Wednesday. The rest of the semester, so as I click down to lesson 2, and if I had lesson 3 up, 4, etc., you're going to notice it's the same format. So read that page, which is the introductory, the notes, the study guide. This one has a little extra vocabulary sheet. Again, this is also located within the Nearpod lecture notes or packet. The rest of them are going to be due on a Tuesday. The only reason the week 1 is due on a Wednesday because you have those first 2 orientations. So all assignments, with the exception of week 1, are Tuesdays and Fridays. So week 1, we've got our Nearpod, our SmartBook, and then we've got our quiz. So let's look at the Nearpod. So you're going to click on the Nearpod link, and it will redirect you to Nearpod. It will have you sign in, which we've already discussed how to do that. And now we're in Nearpod. Again, you're going to want to play the little arrow. It has a little narration. I don't care about the first page, so I'm going to keep going. And again, another little narration. Pretty much every page is narrated. So here are the answers to those fill in the blanks in the Nearpod notes. So anatomy is the study of structure, physiology is the study of function. So you would fill in structure and function. And those notes, again, are your primary study resource. Once you've completed, you're going to click on the SmartBook where it says Begin, and it's going to take you to the SmartBook. So what a SmartBook is basically, you have read the chapter in the textbook, and then you're going to answer some questions. And it's going to decide how well you know the material. So if you haven't read the chapter, you can click Start Reading, and you will read the chapter. And if you have read the chapter, then you would click Start Questions. So this is just some list of tips, so got it. And the first thing I want to point out is this progress bar. So these are the concepts that you need to know. So if you didn't do the Nearpod and you haven't read the textbook and you're like, I just want to do the SmartBook to get my points, then it's going to take a long time to get this progress bar. So the sooner or faster you know the information, the sooner these are going to fill up. So let's see how you do this. There's a variety of different kinds of questions, so we're going to do a couple. Anatomy is a study of blank of the body. Well, I actually know that one. I actually know all of them, which is structure. So we would hit structure, and then it's going to ask you how confident. So I'm really confident. And as you're going to notice, that progress bar starts to fill up. So we got it correct. And then we're going to go to the next question. Physiology is a study of the body's functions. So life processes, which are functions, I'm pretty sure that's what they want, and it's correct. So again, we're going to fill those bars up. If you were to keep getting them wrong, it's going to ask you to go back and read. If you also need it to read aloud to you the questions, it can do this. This is untimed, and you have unlimited attempts before the due date. So once you're all done, it will just show that you have completed the SmartBook. And the last thing in the module is going to be the quiz. So once you have completed everything, so you have done the Nearpod and the corresponding notes, you have done, the SmartBook, then the last thing to do is to prove that you've mastered the information and to take the quiz. This is how each module will be laid out. And again, I recommend you go through the module and not necessarily the calendar, because it's possible you could not see something or skip something accidentally. And everything is due Tuesdays and Fridays except for the first week.